Good morning, Jim Whitehead here. Today we're going to stay a little closer to home. I want to show you the animals that I'm blessed to have around me and the environment that I do my fun YouTube, etc. content creation. And again, I'm praying for all the Helene folks that still need help. And, you don't want these things to happen to anybody in our country or anywhere. But thank you. Anyway, today we're staying close to home. I want to show you my environment, which is wonderful. We were in Davie, Florida, which is on the east coast of Florida, a little bit west of Fort Lauderdale. Lived there for many, many years. Came down from Rhode Island. Yeah, I don't know everybody in Rhode Island. I know it's so small, but came down after the blizzard of 1978. So, yeah. And then we decided to get out of that area. I sold one of my generator businesses, and we moved to Naples, Florida. And we've been here about a year and a half, and we just love it here. And the purpose of today is to really show you the animals that surround us and how blessed we are. Anyway, what you're seeing is picture number 1, picture number 2 at the bottom. That's the street we live on. It's facing one way and then facing the other way. Now, if you get the impression that we're kind of like in the middle of the woods, you are absolutely right. And there's always good things and bad things. The interesting thing is, believe it or not, we don't have cell service here. Now, most people would go, what? In 2024, you don't have cell service? Absolutely, that's the way it is. We have to drive about 4 to 5 miles west to finally get into, having cell service. And it's all of them. So it isn't just, we were with Verizon, then we switched to T-Mobile, not because of anything to do with not having cell service. Now, the only reason we can use our phones in the home and in my studio here is because we have Wi-Fi. So it's kind of unfair. If we didn't have Wi-Fi here, we'd have no communication. And what you run into, I'm not a young person. I know you don't know that, but anyway, we get into the point of if you really needed an emergency, you're in an emergency and you don't have power to the home, so you don't have Wi-Fi, you have SOS. Which, you don't know, and that's supposed to be satellite-oriented, where if I had to dial 911, I could do that. But we don't know. We just don't know. So, anyway, this is the east side of the home, and all to that same side is all 5 acres. It's not our land, but it's 5 acres of woods. And what you're seeing is an alley that goes down. Yes, we have water wells, and it's kind of interesting that we're out in the middle of nowhere. And when I talk about bears, the bears, this is their little alley that they go up and down. Because if you go and down a little ways and you turn left, you go into the woods. Now, I'm going to go in there because that's where I think we have a family of bears. Now, are you stupid, Jim? Sometimes. But I just, I've seen them go down this alley and then hang a left around the tree, if you can see it, and they go into the woods. So, unless they have a secret dungeon, they live there. And they probably will hear me the minute I think about going there. And I get in a little more into the bears. They're not dangerous. Don't put your rubbish barrel out at night for the next day, because they come and they go through everybody's rubbish. We learned that the hard way. If they find something, great. If not, they just leave everything all over the place. Okay, now that's the back of the property. We pretty much go back as far as you can see, and really it's nice. We like it. We don't use it for anything. I guess I could land my plane here. No, I'm kidding. I don't have a plane. But anyway, moving along. Okay, now we're going to talk, and this is the main purpose of today. It wasn't to show you, my home. It was really just to show you the animals that we are blessed to have. Now, what you're seeing is that's either alligator or crocodiles. We have them here. We obviously have swamps, and it's pretty damn nice. Now, we also have a reserve for the black panthers. The panther reserve is a few miles to the east of us, and these are protected animals, although there is, and I've not seen one yet, and although they're in a sanctuary, not a sanctuary, but a protected area, there is one road that goes north and south that goes right kind of near their area, and I've unfortunately read that quite a few panthers have been killed by people speeding on that drive. So, God bless them. We're lucky to have them. And again, if you look at other areas in Florida, most folks don't have the animals that we have here. We also have deer. And, in that long back area, in fact, you can see behind me here, we see deer come out. And they're a good distance away because, they're probably saying, don't want to be captured or hurt, and they don't know that we love animals, so we certainly would not by any means do anything to hurt them. So those are the deers. Now we have, and I mentioned the black bears. There's a lot of them here, and as I said, they're really not dangerous, although I've heard some different things here and there. But luckily, like on Nextdoor, which is an app that neighbors put stuff on, we will very constantly see pictures of someone's backyard, and the bears and the kids and the bears and the kids have decided to come and say, hey, I'm going to see if they've got something good here. So people take pictures, and you leave them alone. And it isn't one where you're thinking of if you're in the Colorado mountains and a grizzly bear comes upon you or you come upon it, that you're probably not going to make it. So, they're good. My wife is deadly afraid of them, but I'm not saying I'm stupid, but I don't know. I love all animals. What can I say? So moving on, we also have coyotes. Now, when I tell people this, they go, get out of here. Yep, we have coyotes. And they're even more secretive or hide better. So I have not actually seen one. I'm looking forward to maybe sometime meeting one and inviting the family in for for some food. Anyway, there you see, and this is relatively short today, but there you see the backyard. Now, the home that we're in is a little bit less than 2,000 square feet. And in reference to, I had a nice big area in our home next to, a kind of what used to be an RV garage, and that was where my YouTube creation and studio was. But when we knew we were moving, we knew that if we bought a home that was small, that we would need to build or have built a building. Now, yes, that's a Christmas tree on the right. We like Christmas. And I light that up at night. And since there's no other lights, it's pretty darn cool. But we had that in the building I'm sitting in. This is a 28-foot wide by 14 feet long, normal height building that was built by Florida Shed up in Orlando. And I've done my presentations on it coming down here. Finally, we had to pay through the nose to have, and if I say through the nose, we paid a lot of money to have a concrete slab. The slab had to be at the level of the home, so the building's high enough. So with some of the water issues, and we're about 17 to 20 miles east of the Gulf of Mexico. So we're not typically where we would have storm surge. And that was done on purpose. Whenever we looked at a home, we'd say, how far is it from the Gulf? Because we were going to come over to, this west side of Florida. And as you know, hurricane-wise, especially the Panhandle, and that's where Helene went in and unfortunately went in and up through Georgia, North Carolina, South Carolina, a little bit into Tennessee. So anyway, we're blessed to be here. And again, this is my building that is just absolutely wonderful. It's all mine. And I'm not saying I'm selfish, but the point was I needed a building that was capable of doing all the things I needed with lighting and cameras and microphones and monitors and computers. It's great. I'm blessed every day. And I send my blessings again to everybody, but also those that are in the affected area of Helene. I saw this morning that there's still some issues related to people not being able to get out and not having any communication, and you name it. So really, it's not great for them, and we all pray for them and send everybody our very, very, very best. And thank you for being here and allowing me to share my world here. And thanks again. Be well. Take care.